Okay. Please. No. There we go. Okay. I think we're good. It's time. And also, welcome. Glad to have you here or catching the replay. All right, here we go. So, yesterday, yesterday it was so hot. I woke up sweating, had to open the windows when I got down here. Today it was so cold, I had to put on socks and a sweater. So that's how it goes. And drink a cup of hot Pero before I got started. So there you go. Here we are. Okay. Well, I was gonna grab um one of my favorite essential emotions tool to talk about um washing your brain today. That's really a play on words. But here's the thing about emotions is that they're running our lives if we are not running them. So we're either getting pounded into the sand by the waves of emotion, or we can learn to ride on top of those waves. And so that's really what I wanted to talk about today is that if you can create a daily habit with your sassy habits, you can do this during your stillness. And that's a really great time to do it. And that is working with your essential oils, breathing them in, doing some movement, doing some somatic movement. And those three things, oils, breathing, and movement, are very quick ways to shift emotion and to help yourself to just basically help yourself move into a better state. So who doesn't want to stop feeling stressed or anxious or worried? And who would like to be able to do that without having to, um, watch TV for hours or whatever? You know what I mean? Like there's lots of things that we can do that will change our state. And you should definitely do things that change your state, especially if you're obsessing about something or you're worried about something and you just can't stop worrying about it. You can't stop thinking about it. When that kind of thing is going on, then you're basically creating a chemical soup in your body that your body is making. And did you know? I think this is really fascinating. You can actually become addicted to your own chemical soup. So, what I mean by that is that if you get into a habit, and many of us are or have been in the habit of living in this stressful, just high pressure kind of emotional way of being, you can actually get addicted to that so that when things are calm, then you feel anxious, right? Even though things are calm, things are going good, you're always kind of in the back of your mind waiting for the other shoe to drop. What's going to happen next? This isn't going to last. That kind of feeling. And that type of belief, that type of feeling actually it just like keeps your nervous system always on edge. So you're always just a little bit ready for a fight or flight reaction. And that makes you a little bit on edge in your relationships with your kids, with your stepchildren, if you have any, with your husband or wife, with your boss, with your sister, with your brother. Like it just kind of keeps you in that spot where you're always a little bit on edge. I remember reading Brene Brown years ago, and I don't have her exact quotes on very many things, but it was really profound to read about her, the way that she talked about this. And she said, we're just like in this place where the habitual way of being that we have is that we just don't believe that goodness is going to continue to happen. So, whatever it is that you're doing, and she talked about going swimming with her husband and just being so in love with him. They were swimming across the lake. The girls were playing with grandma and grandpa. They were having such a good time. And she was really enjoying her time with her husband. He was, swimming. She was swimming. They were together. She was thinking about how perfect and idyllic their life was and how idyllic the setting was and everything else. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, she's like, of course, now what? He's going to drown and ruin my perfect idyllic life. Right. That's the kind of thing. Like, we can't just be happy with happiness. We're always like making something up in our minds, and we have some kind of drama that we have um to be dealing with. And so that's what the point of having a daily habit of washing your brain. And by that, I mean working with your emotions. So one of the tools that I really love from essentialemotions.com is the feelings guide. And that is a wonderful resource. It comes in many languages. But on the front side, it has a bunch of emojis. And um, and sometimes when you are feeling a feeling, you don't really recognize what the feeling is. You're not able to name your own feeling because of just kind of where you are in it. And so the emoji, the feelings guide, like gives you this uh, a chart of pictures different emotions. So if you don't know the word that you're feeling, your face, you can look at your face, you can look at the emotion at the emoji chart. You can recognize from the emojis what you're feeling more of, which is so helpful. This is also helpful for young children or even teens who don't really maybe have they don't really know what it is they feel. Maybe they don't have the vocabulary for it yet. They don't exactly, they know they feel sad in some way, but that's very, like, you can, there's a lot of variations to sadness. And so being able to kind of look deeper into that is just a really powerful thing. So then on the back of that is the top 5 oils. So you can look up the emotion that you chose and you can see the top 5 oils that are for that emotion. And I wish I had one with me. It's right on my desk, just out of reach. But then you can pick an emotion and then you can pick one of the oils. So one of my favorite oils, just kind of as a general, this is the other thing is like you don't have to, oh, hi. My cat is rubbing up against the microphone. You don't have to have every oil to be able to benefit from the emotional work that oils can do. Now, it's nice. And if you can, I definitely recommend getting all of the oils. It's an investment, but they do last a very long time. And some of them you'll replace more frequently than others because you'll have your favorites. But if you don't know where to start, I really love the Aroma Touch kit. You can get it big bottles or little bottles. But anyway, there's 8 oils in the Aroma Touch kit. And one of them that is really one of my favorites, and it was the first oil that I was introduced to um, with doTERRA, is called Balance. Balance has a very grounding effect. It's got trees in it. It's got frankincense and some other trees, and it's got this really lovely capacity for just kind of grounding. Trees have deep roots, and as you go and stand in nature, you've done this before, perhaps go stand by a tree, touch grass. People say that all the time. And they're telling you to go get grounded. Like, get out of your head, get out of all the feelings of, like overwhelm and different things, and just go and sit and let the energy of the earth come into your body. And that's what balance is doing because it comes from those trees. It's filled with that good energy from the earth. You allow that to come into your body, and then you can take an emotion that you want to to release, and there's a process through the essentialemotions.com. You can get their breakthrough worksheet on their website, or you can get it on their app. If you download the app, it's $20 a year, and then um it has the entire book with all the oil descriptions. It's got several meditations, and it's got a body guide. So if you want to go in from like something hurts in my body, like what's that, what emotions are that related to? If you want to go in from something, I know the emotion that I'm feeling, you can go straight to the emotion. Or if you are just like, you know what, I have one oil, I've got balance, or I've got these 8 oils from this kit. What can these oils be helpful with? And you can go in and go that way. But there's questions, there's opportunities to ponder and to work with your feelings, and then there's also this awesome thing, for another, if you want to pay $15 a month in addition to the 20 a year, then you get the Move with Joe. So she does just beautiful work with somatic movement and releasing these emotions that are trapped in your cells, that they can be trapped there for years and they're affecting you regularly. Okay, so those are all, part of this whole thing is, so you can choose how you want to go about it. But at its very simplest form, and the very beginning, when I very first started using essential oils, my story. We had a blended family. I had 8 children. I had 4 of my own and 4 stepchildren, and we were trying to put that family together. Our kids were ages 5 to 15 at the time that we got married. By the time I was introduced to essential oils, they were 8 to 18. So I'm breathing in oils and I'm using them for all the things, right? I'm finding that they are super helpful for um, physical things like sore throats, colds. I can stop going to the doctor every single freaking month with at least one kid. Like, it's just absolutely amazing. But I myself was very overwhelmed with the blending process. Like, it was a lot of work, as you can imagine. And by the way, we've been married now for 20 years. So 20 years in like 2 weeks. Um, and so I'm really proud of us because it's a second marriage and a lot of kids, and that takes a ton of work and some emotional resiliency. Well, the guy that told me that I learned, well, I was learning about essential oils. And anyway, he told me, he said, you sit with your frankincense for 3 minutes. And if this is the only thing you do, now we were using oils for other things because we had found a lot of physical support, pain, sleep, immunity, those kind of things. So we were using oils for those things. But what he was telling me, what he was inviting me to do was to sit with my oil and just breathe. Set a timer, 3 minutes, and breathe it in. And you can do it right now. If you've got an oil, just go ahead and grab an oil, put some on your hand, rub your hands together, and then just take a nice deep breath and let those million trillion molecules get into every cell in your body just within moments. You've got it on your hands now, so it's going in, and they're lipophilic, they're going right into your bloodstream, and they're delivering to every single cell in your body. You're breathing in through your nose. Your olfactory system is taking those molecules right up to your amygdala, which is the emotion center of your brain. It's starting to calm the nervous system like immediately. And in just 3 minutes, you can have a reset on your emotions. Now, you can also trigger and conjure them back up. You can bring them back. You can invite them right back in. But if you will allow yourself that space of breathing and thinking, you can exit, right? Take the off ramp from the emotional chaos and the looping that's been going on around and around and around and around. Take that emotional off ramp by breathing that in and starting to think about something different, not like moving away from the problem entirely. You've got to think about whatever the issue is. You've got to come up with some kind of a strategy or a solution for it. So I'm not telling you to run away or to, mask with these things. I'm not telling you to dull your senses. I'm telling you this will help your nervous system to be able to calm down, to recognize that there is not a life or death threat that's happening here, and that you are capable of looking for and finding and seeing the solutions that you need to your specific problem. So take another nice deep breath in, breathe it in. And as you do that, let that feeling wash over you, that feeling of calmness start to come in. Just those 3 minutes. And this really, really changes things. This really changed things for me when I started to do this as a practice. I didn't know about the rest of the sassy habits that we've been talking about. So all I did was I sat in my rocker. I just sat in my rocker and I breathed that in. That's what I did. That's what I had capacity for. And it helped. And at the end of that 3 minutes, I would get up and, do the dishes or whatever. But, um, but it really, really helped to change things for me in my home. And then I started using the diffuser. And this is another way that you can passively affect everyone in your household is to put wild orange in your diffuser. Guess what? Balance and wild orange both come in that kit that I was talking about earlier. You put wild orange in the diffuser and you suddenly have a different environment in your house. Your kids are getting along better. People feel more friendly, more chatty, more abundant, more generous. Like this is what is happening. Now, why do they feel that way? It's not because it magically makes them different. It's because it soothes their chemistry and allows their natural and true personality to start to shine through. So, anyway, those are some thoughts about washing your brain. I called it that on purpose. But you're washing your brain. You're helping yourself. You're just giving yourself that extra support that you need with those things. So, if you need if you need a kit, I'll put a link in the comments. If you need a coach, I'll put a link for that in the comments as well. And if you just need the tools, I'll give you a link for that as well. Thanks so much for joining me.